they're giving me notes, and Danny's kicking me under the table saying, don't say anything, just, don't say anything. Finally, they were stupid notes, like, and I was like, okay, all right. I kept giving and giving and giving. And they said, well, why? We think it's child abuse. Why is Cookie beating her son with a broom? We don't like that. We don't like that. I go, and finally I said, that's what niggas do.
You mentioned Empire a couple of times as we were, just talking about how the success of that. And yeah, I would think that Lee Daniels at this point can walk into any studio and get a film made. Just, not even a one page, nothing, just like, I want to make this, let's do it. But Empire obviously turned into this massive hit. Did you have any inclination as you were putting it together and creating it that this was about to be sort of game-changing television?
No, I didn't. But let me go back to being able to walk into a studio. Yes, I can if it's easy. Like studios want easy. They want Black Panther. That's easy. And it's, we need it too. But did
they want Black Panther before Black Panther? You know what I'm saying? Like, they want it now because it just is a fucking $1 billion at the box office, right? But I bet you before Black Panther, they didn't want Black Panther.
Yeah. No, you're right. So, I mean, I can go in and sell things, but they, the important stories, Billie Holiday didn't have a face. I like to give, excuse me, that's wrong. Billie Holiday, we didn't really see her face. We didn't hear her voice. We knew her voice, we saw her face, but we didn't really know. So I like to give voice to people that aren't heard. And I think that there's so many stories out here that we don't hear people's voices. We don't know Precious's voices. To me, I want to give voices to so many Black people that have not. Bayard Rustin is another movie I'm dying to do. Do you know who that is? Dying to do that film.
That was alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., right? Who was gay, that a lot of people don't know.
And he was shunned, and he was, the NAACP told him that he couldn't. They told King that he had to disassociate himself with. It was hard for him. So I love stories that give voice to the voiceless, that people that we don't know about, that we don't hear, stories that we don't know about. That makes sense? I don't know, I'm talking in circles.
No, that completely makes sense.
But with Empire, to answer your question about Empire, I needed to put my kids through college, and I didn't have money. I mean, I had come off all of these movies. You would think I had money, but films don't really pay. I don't make money off of film. I make a little bit of money, but the types of movies that we make are stories that are important, and they're not big. They're not Black Panthers, but they're important stories, I think. And so I didn't have no money, and so I was like, when the writer said to me, I have another idea for us to write Empire as a film musical. I was like, no, we can make money in television. Let's do that. And I didn't know what I was doing, really. I walked in there blind. I didn't know what television was about. I didn't really want to do television. I threw my nose up at it, And I think that the fact that I didn't know anything really helped me in the space that I was in to teach a bunch of white people about a Black family. I remember we were around the table, and Danny Strong, my partner, was like, okay, they're going to give you notes. I go, notes? What are they? They go, notes, about the script and about the story and everything. I go, and in film, I am God. I am the bottom line, period. I'm the boss. I never experienced notes. So you got 6 white people on this side of the table, 6 white people on that side of the table, me and Danny sitting at the top of the table as we're telling the story. And they're saying, they're giving me notes, and Danny's kicking me under the table saying, don't say anything, just, don't say anything. Finally, they were just like, they were stupid notes, like, and I was like, okay, all right. I kept giving and giving and giving. And they said, well, why? We think it's child abuse. Why is Cookie beating her son with a broom? We don't like that. We don't like that. I go, and finally I said, that's what niggas do. And I don't know how to, and so there were no more notes from that point on. They let me do my thing. And for that first season, we had a ball. I loved it. I didn't understand that you had to feed the beast, which meant you really had to continue writing scripts. I just thought you just like did it and it magically sort of happened episode after episode. I ain't know. And I was like, oh shit, this is real work. And it's grueling work. It's really grueling work. And at the end of the first season, I could see that the success was a lot, and people were jockeying at the studio and the network, and they wanted to own it. And but you can't own the culture. Like they start hiring white people, and it was just crazy. Like it was hard for me to fight to get Black writers in the room. I remember how hard it was to get. I was like, you think white people can write this shit? No, you can't. Hard to get directors. I had to fight to get Black directors in. You got to know to put hot sauce on the fried chicken. This is something that is very specific to us. So, I can't have directors that don't know that shit. You know what I mean? And don't know, art, Black art. They have to know Black fashion. They have to know the culture. And we were redefining it as we were discovering new artists, new designers all the way. And it was frustrating. It was very frustrating. John Singleton I wanted him to direct an episode, and the studio told me no. He has no television experience.
John Singleton?
Yes. It was horrible. The first, it was horrible and good, but because I was fighting, I was getting everybody, and I was feeling but there's so many battles that you can fight. And at the end of the season, even though I'm really grateful for what they did to me and for the film, for this series, I was beat down by the end of the first season. And so they paid me a bunch of money, and I did a second show called Star, and they sort of took over, and I just said, okay. And then it was and then I got, trolled on the internet because everybody thought I was doing all the like making those bad scripts up and stuff. But I just, it is what it is.